Okay, that is. So I wonder what all these people think about the size of our company when they see the 4 names on the meeting, then they go to the site after see the leadership page. Okay, so the 4 only people in the company.
And we build the whole system for him ourselves, the 4 of us.
Do you want us to change? Do you want to have us change our names to something else like Jim and whatever, or do you care?
I almost have changed mine before these. I don't know, whatever. There's no reason why these things are not good. But I've considered changing mine for these, but then I haven't. So a lot of times I'll hide my last name, so maybe he just won't think.
What did you think of the suggestion that your alter ego, what is it, Justin Black, and then James could be Justin White, and I'll be Justin Green?
Yeah.
That'll get confusing pretty quick.
It's like Reservoir Dogs.
All right, James says he can't log into Basecamp again to get GoToMeeting info. He also can't get any of his email to James.Abul.
I'm gonna Skype him. I'll Skype it to him.
He needs some Internet 101 knowledge more than
I'm gonna sit down with him on Saturday. I'm already sitting down with him on Saturday. I told him I'm gonna fix up his computer.
Okay.
And we'll go through
He needs a lot of Internet 101 training. It's not going to work out. Hey, Nat, are you already logged into Basecamp? Maybe that's why it won't let him. That's what I can think of.
No,
so Nate, I'm telling him.
Yeah, no effect.
I just Skyped it to him.
Well, he's using Inads to log. All right, that's fine. Yeah, it'd be nice to chat more than 10 seconds with him before a meeting with Sprint, but we'll see.
Want me to log off?
No, it's fine.
Salesforce?
Did they respond to Tori's message to confirm the meeting?
Yeah, he confirmed.
Okay.
I'm not worried about people not showing up anymore. They've all been pretty good about it or emailed right then. That was all holiday related, and we've gotten better with our scripts too. So, but it's probably real smart for me to jinx ourselves here. So. Yeah, it's nice to see to have someone who's going to be focused on our main descriptor on our site customers. And you know, for other people, I used to actually be scared to go on their LinkedIn just for the analyzing to not see that we went before. Now I probably just thought practicality is probably better to get research on them than worry about switching browsers. They don't know it's me. Nate, James said you're not answering. Did you send him the go-to shit or no? Nate?
I'm trying to remember what my password is in Basecamp. It just automatically logs me in. What does he need to get in Basecamp for? I just Skyped him the meeting stuff.
He needs, well, that's all he needs. He needs the go-to stuff.
Tell him I've Skyped it to him already. I'm going to Skype it to him one more time. Tell him look at his Skype, all the information's right there.
You tell him. My computer just said it's overloading. Okay. Okay, it's telling me my computer's blowing up. I gotta close Skype.
I'm going to call James and try to figure that out.
I have 15, because I have 15 to 20 tabs open. I need a better computer to play these games. Oh, it's also because my last meeting in GoTo is still converting over. So I have like 1,000 things going on here.
Patrick?
Yeah.
Okay, this is James. Are we still waiting on the Sprint guy?
Yep. So long story short, the RD, he's 100 charge of customer service in particular. He's the senior manager of their customer servicing and online servicing and web chat departments. So I'm tailoring this about 85% towards just those capabilities. So just on your end, yeah, normal chat and stuff, but then instead of that whole page transition, just let me run with it after we figure out, you ask all the necessary questions to engage him and figure out what we can. So I don't think he wants to hear about an analytics package. He wants to hear how can we.
Okay, so I'm going to focus on 2 or 3 things. I'm going to focus on just, what tools are they using currently, right? And then lastly, on the back end, just organizationally, how do they adopt new technology? Does he have a group he reports to? How do they? What's the process? And then,
Process
I guess
probably 5 years, but
okay, and then well, you never know, right? And then you'll throw out the pilot and pricing on that if we get to that point.
Yeah, definitely. We have that down with and the bigger thing with him is to say, what more would you like to, what are you missing from that piece or so? Because I'm discussing even asking him what tools, he's concerned about customer chat. It's a different world. They use Omniture, but that's probably a whole different department. But I guess we'll see after he introduces. So.
Right. Okay.
Thursday or Friday at 9 is our time for you.
He did confirm, but you never know. Yeah, the couple guys this morning sent an email after, and it was a few minutes after from their phone saying, sorry, meeting, blah, blah, blah. So.
Yeah, he's probably pretty busy. I mean, we give him the time, and then do we have a number? Did he have a signature on his email?
If you want to jump in Basecamp right now, I'm going to stay active. I'm going to stay in the ready.
Well, it's in Salesforce. So I'll grab it.
Yeah, just send it to James to try to get him on.
Yeah, we got a number. I don't know if it's... And James, I'm Skyping it to you.
I say we give him an extra minute for every billion-sizer company it's this month. So let's give him let's give him 3 more minutes on this. So that's our new protocol.
What's their Alexa?
I don't know. It doesn't even matter. I mean, that for them, it's obviously they're the highest tier of everything. So I'm not trying to sell them analytics. Period. I'm talking to this guy about his customer servicing.
Yeah.
Nate, did you Skype me the number?
Yes, I did.
Okay, it didn't come through yet. It looks like you're off.
Hey, 816-213-3988. Do you see it at the very bottom?
No, I don't. Hang on. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, got it. Okay.
Sorry.
181.
Did Sprint guy email us anything? Michael Kidder? Loving delayed or delaying or?
No.
He did confirm, right? I'm pretty sure I saw it yesterday.
Was
Kidder's his last name.
Kidder?
Kidder.
Maybe he was kidding.
What's his first name?
Mike.
Mike. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Mike, hey, Mike, James, it's
No, we have it stored wrong. I googled him.
Oh,
It's
it is?
Kidder. Yeah.
you the GoToMeeting link again right now. Which give me your email address. Yep. Okay, Kidder. Okay, at sprint.com. Okay. All right. So we're going to email to you right now, and you should have it in 30 seconds. Okay. Thanks. We'll see you on the line. Bye bye. Okay. He said he didn't get he had on his calendar, but he didn't get an invite. So we need to email him another one. It's Mike.f.kidder.
I can't find any email.
Hey, he said he never got an invite. He has it on his calendar. He never got a go-to invite.
Hey, Pat, I'll send it to him right now.
Nate, you take care
email
of
in
it.
there.
Nate's got it. Nate's got it. Okay, go.
James never got an invite?
The guy never got an invite. Sprint guy.
Yeah, he did.
They never
He
got
said he
it.
didn't. I don't know. And if we don't get this rolling in the next 2 minutes, James, probably best to take this one on the phone if you just want to three-way me in, and we'll take it that way.
Hey, it's sent. It's sent.
Okay.
It says here it's being recorded.
I know, I'm recording it. You're saying that it tells you as the client, right? Okay.
Hi, this is Mike.
Mike, how's it going? Hey, this is James at Oopgo. I've got Patrick with me on the line, and we appreciate you taking a couple minutes to chat with us.
Muted.
Sorry for the confusion on the invite.
Oh, no worries. Sometimes, we're an Outlook shop, and so sometimes Google doesn't sync up with Outlook, and,
Okay.
Also Citrix and GoToMeeting, they're better than they used to be, but sometimes it just, Sprint's firewall just doesn't play nicely with those things.
Well, normally we ask our participants to describe what their company does in a little bit of detail, but I think we have a pretty idea what you do. So maybe
You've got the right site up here.
Yeah. So maybe you can spend a second and talk about your experience with web intelligence tools and what you guys are using currently.
Okay, say that again. I'm sorry.
I'm saying, so maybe you can spend a minute and tell us a little about what web intelligence tools you're using currently.
Okay, so what we do is we have a combination of things. There's a industry group called Compete that we use for web intelligence to analyze what other carriers are doing, how results went, month over month or quarter over quarter. We just had a readout with them today. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that company, but that's what we use from kind of a more global view. And then for web intelligence, we have a kind of a combination of different tools. We have T-Leaf, Gomez, and Omniture that we use for our reporting and web analytics. So, kind of between that and the site diagnostics is how we kind of track and measure traffic and transactions on the site, as well as funnel and conversion rates and all that good stuff.
Okay. Okay, so you got all the good toys over there, it sounds like.
Yeah.
We have a presentation we're going to take you through that talks about our product. We're really excited. We think we got something that no one else has got. And Patrick's going to spend a minute now and take you through the presentation, and we can answer some questions and see where to go from there.
Sounds good.
Hi, Mike. It's Patrick. How are you?
I'm doing good today.
Thanks. Hey, just to know, Mike, with your department in particular, are you pretty hands-on with using Omniture, TLeaf, all of your analytics tools, or are you just customer-focused specifically?
So I'm in the digital organization, which is responsible for anything digital, kind of soup to nuts. I'm very familiar with Omniture. I don't use it every day personally, although I was the one 10 years ago that hunted it down and brought it into the company.
Mm-hmm.
My role now, I've been with Sprint.com for 13 years, and my role now is kind of I'm the entry gatekeeper for vendors like yourself that are interested in pitching us the latest and greatest technology out there, right? So, I would encourage you guys to kind of show me why you are different and what value you would add is, in relation to Omniture and the rest of them. To say, we do this, which is worth X to Sprint, right? And that's basically why we would want to consider talking with you further about doing a trial or, low-cost conversion into something, because, I get a lot of vendors that come at me from a lot of different spaces right now that, hey, all you need to do is put a tag on your site and we can do these things for you. And what I'm finding is there's kind of a Venn diagram with a lot of these vendors. They kind of do the same thing in many different areas, but they have their own sweet spot. And honestly, it's for you guys, the challenge is how do you stand out from what else is available out there and say, okay, our sweet spot is this, and this is why you need to consider doing a low to no cost trial with us and, considering a longer term agreement down the road. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. I'm familiar with the game. All this analytics stuff blurs as a whole when everyone talks about, skyrocketing conversion rates. You just want to know the proof is in the pudding and what can we actually do for someone who's familiar with these products more than the fluff. So.
Correct.
All right, great. I think I can cut pretty straight to the point in that case. So, long story short, our product, what we do that's unique is we're storing every subtle action on the site. That's including, your keystrokes, your mouse movements, your hesitation. We're storing everything you see on the page of a web page is its own record. So the differentiator from even a TLeaf type you mentioned, because we're also recreating the session, is that we have one unified data source. So if you want to look up and engage for clients, customers who came to your site, pause for 3 seconds, typed something into your toolbar, and then left in certain cases, we can associate all of that with video replay itself. So we have kind of the whole record. Everything you see here is a data record that's directly synced to being able to see everything that your customers do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to let this play for a couple seconds because I've learned, I've got a lot of questions about can we store this or that, so I'll let this play for 20 seconds while See, I'm not sure you're clear when I mentioned that. So we're storing approximately 1,000 times as much data as Omniture is, by default when you're talking about on an average page session, because we're storing all of the longitudinal and macro-based data like page loads on a session basis, on a client basis by IP and cookie, and we just have flexibility to dig down a lot deeper when it comes down to cross-correlating what happens on the page with, statistics about let me know what happens on a page, not just on a session individual level, but also over the course of, your site's history. The other little usability differences here too, just to mention, we can pause, we can play, we can speed up, slow down, and on all of our views, you can click a button in the bottom right corner to view it in the exact resolution that your customers see. We can also do this on mobile. This is another, on mobile, we are able to see the footprint of fingers on the screen. So in this 20-second scenario, the blue and orange you see are the differentiating the first and second touch point of your fingers.
Okay.
So all this stuff you see, we're going to see a orientation flip at a second. This is just, making a big point about complete usability and insight into everything seen on the screen. And also remembering that every single thing you see is also stored as an individual data point. Not just session by session, tea leaf example, you kind of have to go individually to take a look at these. Ours is all into the primary intelligence system, all of this extra data to slice and dice it however you please for your site's history. So now I'm going to cut to the, you have any questions at this point, Mike? Feel free to interrupt me anytime. So.
No, I like the mobile piece there you just showed me. That's something, as smartphone adoption is rapidly increasing. That's something we're very interested in, is getting to that point, which some of the other tools don't have yet, right?
It's hard. Yeah, trust me. This was our last, our final integration here. So it was not. Yeah, we have a couple patents pending on this particular technology. And yeah, the important part here, to be honest, a lot of people say they figured out mobile. They haven't. We're all in discovery when it comes down to mobile and understanding how to be responsive and adjusting right. So. Okay, I think, okay, so other than this usability-wise, once again, we also are the first company exclusive, this is all different. I like when someone uses clicktail or tea leaf so I can differentiate and cut past the, romanticized ability of creation. But we integrate. So in your case, if you have customers, whether or not they're anonymous, you don't have their information. If you have their information, they're labeled. This screen you see on the screen is created for every single hit on your site. You can dig to the deepest depth here to be able to see their past sessions from one viewing. And this is the individual page here, playable with the same usability we mentioned before. Here's their entire session to kind of get a longitudinal view and say, all right, what am I taking a look at here? Here's what the person's done. Most importantly is this on top. We integrated the usability of YouTube and a lot of other award-winning video sites, and we're able to, for each client, go back, view their last session, all from the exact same screen. So, last point, just to skim over right now, we can also associate any data. Your organization decides which KPIs you want listed in every view in our system, and because it's all integrated into one unified source, we can spit it out easily in every view. You want longitudinal statistics about customer history. In your guys' case, you might want to incorporate some of their, billing details, some of their past purchasing trends. You can also look at it on that session. You also have, I'm not going to dig into any of the tagging or use of data. Just know we have a very sophisticated set to slice and dice it as well. So, any questions in this view, Mike?
Not on that, but that's good. That's good.
Okay. Now here's the one I'm real curious to chat with you. Are you directly involved with anything in the live chat, on the premise of live chat? Do you have a responsibility with? I'm just assuming that you guys have a live chat function within your site.
Yeah, no, we do. I don't do it. I don't manage it anymore. I was the one that launched it on our site several years ago, so I'm very familiar with it.
Great. So long story short, we can play all of your sessions live. This is individual sessions on your site. So basically what you guys, live chat, everyone's doing it these days where it's either automated on a page or you have a button with a piece of data. This is also unique to us. We invented the technology to be able to, this is 5 live users. You can look at this at any specific segment. So if you guys wanted to say, hey, I want to look at people from China who came to my site for 3 seconds, or I want to look at the high-value clients of ours, every time they come to my site, I want a trigger that notifies me, and I want to be able to view exactly what they're doing as they're doing it, with the ability to focus deeper on any of those individual customers. Same usability as usual, just mentioning. And we have a live chat integrated, but for the most part, this is raw, where a company, particularly of your size, is going to want to tell us how you want it integrated. But we have complete control here to integrate this into your current chat, into certain places where you might want to either gauge usability in a real-time environment or supplement your customer servicing.
Right, and the way we execute it now is we take kind of our high-performing call center reps, right, and they get kind of promoted into becoming chat agents and then ultimately community our online community interactions on blog posts and stuff. So, you know, we'd integrated our back-end systems with as an API for them to be able to use this service.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so like I said, yeah, I mean, obviously you have a lot of familiar in this field. So yeah, then the main relevancy is, of course, the visual. You know, if you're servicing a customer, what I've told every company I speak to is nonverbal cues. If you're servicing someone particularly for online interaction and you tell Billy to click the blue, you know, the blue button on top of the page, you need to confirm that Billy actually clicked that blue button. You do need to ask them, are you there now, before moving on. Just the very simple premise of removing the need for to be able to pick up behavioral cues or any nonverbal cue possible, it's unquestionably going to reduce any company's time for a customer resolution. So, and yeah, this is, like I said, we're just going real top level now other than the little bolts. One quick bolt, this is kind of to premise the fact that our whole system, a big differentiators, every link is strategically integrated from the source, is from this live view, I click view details, and we go straight into this customer view. This one isn't the best example. That's why I try to keep my fair blanks. But you saw the example in the last case. So I'm chatting with someone. I could open this up on a different screen. While I'm chatting, someone tells me, hey, Sprint blew up my computer last week. It's all your fault. You know, I didn't buy this. I didn't buy that. Instead of your guy having to put him on hold while he rolls his eyes, he can go directly into his record and play it to understand what really happened. And as an organization, of course, you would have the option to consider whether or not you'd want to make that knowledge public. Because everything's done on our end, you know, normal analytics, extremely lightweight script. It's 1,000 times of the data stored and spit out with less of a load than Google Analytics. So that's just to give, you know, the basis to know it's not going to change anything on their computer. This is done without any local download on their end. So it's your call. So that's it for the most part on the video end, Mike. I'm going to basically cut myself off for the most part, other than letting you know all of our data and analytics are directly integrated to all of these different video views. So if you want to go on your site and take a look at analytics, that's any analytic is all directly correlated to our videos, our live views, and I mentioned the strategic integration before. From here, you can go to live, what I mentioned before. You can go session, customer page view, and you can go into that deeper depth into each customer. So. Aside from that, Mike, I'm just going to run this by you. So we have a couple modules. So we have our, you know, this is what we call the customer intelligence module, customer intelligence recordings. Because you mentioned compete when you talk about your research and intelligence, I'm just going to give you a top-level overview of our other asset.
Okay.
No problem. So long story short, we've collected, so us as a company, Oopgo, we've been the last 5 years building the largest website index on the internet. What this basically is we have 180 million domains all stored in one index, and we have the ability, in this case I'm giving you here, we have the ability to dig into the internet and say, this says keyword, I don't want to think it's misleading, it's not the same keyword you see from Google. We can define this. So here for Sprint, we could say every site on the internet that's using the word Sprint 3 times in the text and once in the header, once in, you know, the top of the website, we can pull that for the entire internet. Because we're storing, you know, we're just running robots to every domain, digging a bit deeper and correlating trends and patterns. So we don't have as many options, you know, with this product for the most part, we're keeping it on an open source. We control this source. We can manipulate this data however we want. So we're talking to organizations and having them know how do you want to integrate the competitive intelligence into your current offerings, as opposed to offering a service like Compete, like Built With. A lot of our competitors, they're just kind of giving you a monthly subscription to what they already have.
Right, right.
I'm just going to show you where that's located within our main module, then we're going to stop the chat for a second. So, yeah, and it is relevant just to highlight that point. The 180 million, it's estimated Google and Bing, you know, everyone assumes that's all the website information in the world, but they forget the other side of the coin is all the sites that, number one, don't want to be listed in those indexes, don't want to get out there for any reason, illegal activity, not having faith, etc. You also have all the sites who have to fight to get in those indexes. In our case, every time a website gets registered, we have much more aggressive algorithms that scope the whole internet and give us the information. So even if, for brand awareness sake, if someone in China wants to piggyback off a campaign you guys have and make some money illegally, it might take them a month to get listed in Google. If you use Oopgo's competitive intelligence, you're going to know within 24 hours regardless of the case. But I'll stress again that this stuff is always better to talk and hear about the practical usage on your end, and then we kind of do a custom build. So.
Yep.
Other than that, yeah, just to show you, it's just showing you when you throw up any domain, you add it to a dashboard. By default, we go by traffic rank, social media rating, performance, and you can slice and dice and kind of decide who your competitors are to, if you want to track specific competitors and see that, I don't know you guys' competitors off the top of my head, but if you have specific competitors and you want to take a look at, hey, they had a spike in traffic this month. I'm gonna have a much clearer view here. They had a spike in traffic this month of 10%. Why did they have that spike? We create a dashboard that shows you. Give it a second. We have a dashboard here where you could highlight your key competitors, look at the traffic rank increase, and then the changes such as, hey, they just had 10 million more likes this month. Social media guy, dig into that a little further to see if there's a practical correlation. So.
Yeah, that type of stuff is what piqued my interest in you guys, right? And that competitive intelligence, that type of stuff I'm looking for that I don't see offered by a lot of other companies that blends what you do with this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes.
You know, a few slides on this. I don't know if you guys have like the kind of the standard pitch deck that you can send me with the NASCAR logo slides of clients you work with and some examples of this, you know, with a few bullets. And, you know, that's always helpful as I socialize this with other people here internally, right, that, you know, help tell the story and you know, you basically have to hit people over the head. Why should we consider this company amongst all the others, right? And so I just giving you guys some coaching as to what I need in order to help me help you.
Okay. Yeah, we can get some stuff together for you. Our normal collateral. Maybe you can just talk us through so we understand your process a little bit for deploying new technology. You know, some organizations are vertical. There's a couple people, and then they, you know, take that data to the, you know, VP above them, and they sort of decide and talk about, you know, whether it's something they want to deploy or not. Some are more horizontal, where, you know, there's more of a team or a group that's got to kind of buy into it, and then it's got to filter its way through. How do you guys typically work?
Yeah, probably more the horizontal ladder approach, although it can be kind of a scrum at times. We're kind of undergoing organizational shifts right now. We're ingesting the Boost and Virgin mobile prepaid brands, right? So we're doing that along with our direct marketing group. We've ingested them at the end of last year. So anything digital, you know, is under our VP that I've worked for 6 years. And, you know, it's kind of streamlining operations for the company and preparing for the SoftBank merger coming up, right? So that's the cash infusion we're looking for, and we're trying to take costs out of the company that way. Got it.
And then working through, just for argument's sake, you know, assuming that you like the technology, what's your normal process for deploying new technology? Like, do you do it once a quarter, or is it just as needed, or are there specific zones within the year that you normally do stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we have kind of your standard IT waterfall development schedule and different swim lanes that fit in there. We have monthly kind of medium-sized releases. We have like quarterly enterprise releases, and then, you know, more content-only, small demand type releases that, you know, to your point earlier, we need a kind of a director team to champion this technology, to take ownership of it and say, this is an important project to us. We're willing to work with the vendor to get it teed up. You know, I'll take it so far. You know, I'm the screening guy and help you guys get it teed up.
Got it.
And
where
are
you located at?
We're in Kansas City. How about yourselves?
Okay, got it. In California, in San Diego. So the next appropriate step would be to get you a little bit of info, and then would we want to set up a second meeting maybe for some of your colleagues, maybe in a week or a couple of weeks, or what would be appropriate?
Yeah, send over the information and let me socialize it a little bit. But yeah, then in a couple weeks we'll get together with some more folks. The other thing we're doing is we're kind of partnering with our digital agency, Digitas, out of Chicago, and trying to get more of a 1 + 1 = 3 type relationship going, where they're kind of a virtual extension of our team. So, you know, they're looking at different vendors and new technologies just like we are, and so we're trying to kind of partner with that and look at them together.
So would it be worth it to reach out to them and do a presentation for them? And if so, who would be the best person to talk to?
Yeah, I'll respond when you send me the info, and Mike Chesta is the guy's name, but I can copy you with his contact information there as well.
Okay.
And they're actually coming down here this week for some meetings, and I'll mention it to them.
Okay, great. Okay. Anything else you need from us?
Need to ship some of that San Diegan weather back over.
Yes.
Yeah. It's amazing what a PO will do. So on that note, I guess in terms of overall feedback, so you feel like our tool could fit within your tool set, and any issues or any I guess questions or anything what you've seen the problem?
Well, you know, here's the thing, right, is we don't have a lot of money like AT&T or Verizon, right? They have a lot more money than us. So everything, you know, money's tight type deal. You know, and we're a big, slow-moving bureaucracy, right? So it takes time to sell Sprint. We're hard to work with. You know, so it's one of those things where we've got a lot of good ideas and a lot of good vendors that have come out of it. We'd like to do this, and we'd like to do that, but we just can't get to it, right? So it's not like a knock against your company or any other company, right? It's just a matter of we can barely manage what we have today in many cases, and we can't get to more, so to speak, right? So that's an obstacle that you guys are fighting.
So those are the general challenges working with Sprint. Listen, we appreciate your time very much. So we will get you the data we promised. In return, you'll send us the contact info for your virtual partner, and we'll dialogue with them, and hopefully we'll circle back in a couple weeks and you know, do a buy-in for some of your other folks, and then we'll see where it goes from there. That sound fair?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. All right. Hey, have a great afternoon. Thanks so much for your time.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Have a good one.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
So that went pretty good.
Wait. Okay. Yeah, I forced him out. So, yeah, I just really think it's fine. I swear to God that if Al Jazeera tells me that they're bootstrapped too, I'm just gonna puke all over the screen. I swear to God, it's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous how broke everyone is. Fucking Sprint telling me they're broke. Are you kidding me? Obviously, he thinks we're hundreds of thousands of dollars, though, to be blunt. Our pricing points for these companies are different. He just naturally assumes, based off what they use, we're going to be a 7-figure bill. So hopefully we only have mid-6 figures and can close them there. So
Sounds good.
yeah, our difficulty here is obviously the follow-up docs, like usual. It's going to be added. Obviously, this takes... All right. Hey, I got to take a call. Bye.
Bye.
Hello?
The organizer has
how
ended
are
the
you?
session, and this call will be disconnected. Goodbye.